Hello, we're in different locations because Abigail is once again in Houston.
I like that we sometimes record from different locations to make you feel like very businesswoman important that I travel to work, even though it's really not that exciting and I do it every month. But
yeah, it's just you're just driving to Houston.
One of my coworkers once said I live a very like Sex in the City life as like a journalist whose husband works in wine, and I was like, wow, thank you. So
that makes it sound a lot more glamorous than it is.
I know. I was like, I promise it's really not that glamorous. And then I kind of thought about it and I was like, well, I've also just become this, man, this sounds so fucking obnoxious. Of like, I'm just desensitized to it. You know, I don't know. I just get to go out to dinner.
No, I think I'm totally with you there because like, for one thing, now that I'm like dating, I always, like, guys are like, your job is so cool. And I'm like, it's just a fucking job, man. Like, I recognize that it's cool.
Right.
But, like, I don't have the same response to it that, like, normies do, right?
Normies. I mean,
well, like, especially because, like, all of our friends are journalists for the most part. And all of us have really fucking cool jobs.
Right. Yes, it is exactly like that, where I'm like, yeah, I don't know. This is just my job. Yes, I met Glenn Powell. Yes, he put his arm around me briefly. I don't know, just another day at the office. You know, it just is. Although,
yeah, or like when we were covering ACL, like people are like, "You guys get like free passes," and I'm like, "Yeah, but we're working."
Yeah, like
so it's not what you think it is.
I'm exhausted. I'm on day 5 of 6. Like,
I'm
tired. It's cool.
Like, I know that's like peak first world problems being like, I get to go to this music festival for free and get paid to do it. But like, it's hard.
It is hard.
It's hard work.
Like, I know that's not to lessen that our jobs are very cool.
Right.
And we are very grateful to have them. And this is all I'm good at. So like, you know, this.
Yeah, same.
But it is like how Austin and I would joke that like, we're interesting at parties because we both have jobs that are very interesting to people, and like I completely understand. Like Austin's job is still interesting to me in its own.
Same. Austin's job is still interesting to me too. Like I learn new stuff about wine and the restaurant industry and whatever. Like I feel like every time we go somewhere, like a new restaurant or whatever. But yeah, like I haven't even told you this yet, but like when I was, people shall remain nameless on this podcast, but when I was on that lunch date on Friday, the guy was asking me about like the true crime podcast that we do for work, which the trailer dropped this week, right? So it was like, I was talking about it and he was like, okay, what was season 1 about? What was season 2 about? Whatever. And had me like walk through it. And then I was like driving home and I was like, oh my God, I talked about my fucking job for like 90% of that date. And I texted him yesterday because I sent him the trailer. And I was like, I realized that I talked about my job the entire time. And he was like, no worries at all. Your job is really cool. And I was like, I'm sure yours is cool too if I ever shut the fuck up long enough to let you talk about it. And he was like, trust me, it's not.
I know who you're talking about. And no, his job does not sound that cool. No, just I don't know. Some people don't have cool jobs. And sometimes I envy those people because they don't have to care as much as we do about our jobs.
But you know what? I tried to do that. Like I tried to have a job that did not consume my entire life. And it was when I was working at the Texas Book Festival, which was an excellent job. I was like really passionate about it. I cared about it a lot. But it didn't take up the amount of brain space that like daily news, because I was coming from the newspaper, right? So it wasn't like all consuming in the way that journalism is. And I was like, you know what? I don't think I can do this. I think I have to have a job that I care too much about.
Yeah, Austin and I have this conversation kind of frequently because we are the exact same in that we both have jobs that we probably care too much about and think too much about. I've gotten a little better about it over the years, but also as Katie and I joke, we give ourselves jobs all the time. And so,
yeah, look at us. We don't make dollars off of this.
We're in the red permanently.
Yeah, permanently on this podcast, unless somebody wants to make us not in the red.
But when I did, you know, like when I worked at the alumni magazine, that was more of a clock in, clock out job just because there wasn't so much work that I had to do. And also, again, a lovely job, lovely people. I missed caring a lot. So
Yeah.
instead, we put ourselves through this torture. This was an unintentional but excellent segue into the book we did read today.
That's absolutely true. Because I got up at 4:30 a.m. to work today, and I worked until 11 p.m. on Thursday night, and I have an unhealthy work-life balance, as do the people in the book that we read for today.
Yes. So let's talk about Not Here to Make Friends by Jodi McAlister, which is the third in a series.
Yeah.
An author who is new to both of us. She's Australian, which was very interesting. I did keep forgetting the book was set in Australia. But
yeah, because the male lead kept saying mate, and that's what kept reminding me, but it wasn't like consistently enough that it didn't feel very Australian. Yeah. Like in my mind they were American, but then when he would say mate, I would be like, "Oh, right."
To be fair, what do we consider Australian? Like crocodile hunter? These are like normal people.
Like, I guess more like the way they were talking. I don't know. I guess I expected there to be more like Australian like slang. I don't know.
Anyway, well,
whatever.
This won the poll that we put on our Instagram story.
It did indeed.
So thank you to everyone who participated. We will likely read the other one when baseball season commences because it's about baseball. And I mean, as you guys know, we are the biggest baseball fans in the whole world.
I've seen a baseball.
I've been to several Astros games.
As have I. I do not care. I love going to baseball games. They're probably my favorite sporting events to go to, but I don't actually care about baseball.
Fun fact of my lore is that my grandpa threw out the first pitch at an Astros game once.
I know. I love that.
Yeah, you know me, big old sports fan here. I do like going to Astros games, and especially for Dollar Dog Night. So
yeah, I do love going to Astros games. I haven't been in a really long time.
Well,
I like going to Round Rock Express games because those are like $5.
I've never been to a Round Rock Express game.
We should go this summer. It's so fun.
We should go this summer.
Yeah.
In the
meantime, we should talk about this book. Sorry, I've had a lot of coffee today, and I kind of have the zoomies. So
I've had
here we are.
Coffee and not enough to eat. So I also potentially have the zoomies, and I need to eat more today, to be honest. But should I read the blurb?
Yes, please read the book. Oh, I also would like to say that we found this book from the New York Times critic, the romance critic, whose name is escaping me, but she wrote a list of the 10 best romance novels that she read in 2024. And Abigail and I went through these books and picked kind of the two that seemed the most interesting to us, and those were the two that we put on our Instagram story. And so that was how we discovered this book, and et cetera, et cetera.
The other one on our poll was You Should Be So Lucky, and it was a tight race. So we will revisit that later because I actually have heard from multiple people that it is excellent. So, you know, once the sport starts again, we can read it. And
also, full disclosure, part of the reason we picked this one was because we were at Book People, Austin's biggest independent bookstore, and they had this one in stock and not the other one. Yeah. So
it did also win. We didn't rig it.
Yes, like we did. We didn't rig it, but it did. But yeah, it was very convenient.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Read the blurb.
Here is the blurb for Not Here to Make Friends by Jodi McAlister. Murray O'Connell is standing on the greatest precipice of his career. As showrunner of the reality dating show Marry Me Juliet, Murray is determined to make this season a success. Nothing and nobody will stand in his way. Except perhaps Lily Fireball, the network's choice for this season's villain. Lily has classic reality TV appeal. She's feisty, dramatic, and never backs down from a fight. She also happens to be Murray's estranged best friend and former co-showrunner. What was once a perfectly planned season turns to chaos as the two battle for control. Working in reality television, they're used to drama, secrets, and romance. But what happens when suddenly they're at the center of the storyline? Okay, so before we start talking about this book, two things I want to say. One is that the series is all set during the same season of this reality show, which I did not realize because we read all the blurbs before we started this book. And it was crazy going back and reading the blurbs for the other two. And I was like, wait, I know those characters. And then it also made more sense to me of why this book was set during like 2020, like pandemic lockdown time. So even though it was written in 2024. So that's crazy. And that is some crazy like mind like, I am so impressed that Jodi McAlister is pulling this off, presumably. We haven't read the other two. Katey has ordered them.
Yeah, I had to order them to be shipped from fucking Australia, so they'll be here like between February 11th and February 20th or something. So I will report back, but spoiler, I liked this book so much that before I was even done with it, I ordered the other two.
So I don't, like many romance series, I don't think it ruined our enjoyment of it that it's the third in this series, but
no,
I would love to know what it was like to like have started the series from the beginning and then like reading three, which I think we will also be able to do, different perspectives of the same season of TV.
Right. That almost makes me, because I've done this plenty of times with these kind of extended universe like romance novels, is I'll read the second or third one first and then end up reading the rest out of order. And sometimes it can be a little disorienting because you're like, wait, where am I in time?
Right.
But I feel like that'll almost make it easier to go back and read the previous ones because I'm not in a different time. I'm in the same universe, the same setting, the same time period.
Yes. The other thing I would like to say about this book before we really get started discussing it is it's going to be kind of hard to discuss because it is a dual timeline,
dual perspective, yeah.
And holy shit, a lot of little tiny plot points happen. So we have our notes. Please forgive us if we do not discuss a small plot point that really stuck out in your brain because we kind of have to do a little bit of broad strokes here.
Yeah, because if we went like point by point like we do for many of our books, we would be here for like 3 hours because so much. And it's not even like, we often say like so much happens in this book, but it's like they're like little slice of life things, but like a lot of like things that really impact the plot happen in this book.
There is a lot of plot.
Yeah.
So I like, for me, when I was writing the notes, it's not that I ignored the past timeline, which is from Lily's perspective, but ultimately it just gave context to Murray and Lily's perspective.
Yeah.
So I don't have a lot of points to talk about the past timeline. It is mostly about the current timeline.
Yeah, because I think if we're talking about it from the perspective of the current timeline, we can add in that context. But yeah, sorry in advance if we don't discuss your favorite moment because holy shit. And this book is also like 400 pages long. It's a long book.
Yeah, it's pretty long. And also, hopefully we don't get too confusing in discussing this book.
Yeah, sorry. This might be one just, for the people because I know some of y'all listen to these episodes before you read the book. This might be one where you want to read the book first, or if you just listen to us and don't read the books, which I know there are a few of y'all out there too, which is a little crazy.
Thank you.
Yeah, Nicole. you might want to skip this one or wait to read the book first,
or just enjoy our dulcet tones.
Exactly. Let us lull you to sleep or something. I don't know. Okay, so the book starts like not in the present, but also not really in the past, sort of a medium in between. It starts like a year before, right? Or something like that. Yeah.
There's a prologue, if I remember correctly, or the first chapter is a prologue where it starts a year before this current season of reality television that we're following, where Lily and Murray are having a conversation about the season that they have just wrapped filming. And Lily gets a call that her husband has been in a car accident.
Yeah, and it does not explicitly say that he has died, but we find out very soon after that he has. Yeah, rough way to start, which I knew that this was a book about a widow, but I had forgotten it before I started reading, and then I read that first chapter and I was like, oh fuck, I forgot that this is actually really sad.
Yeah, it really triggers my anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
As a still fairly newly married person, so I'm going to try not to think about it too much, but
yes,
I remember
Austin is fine.
He's not dead.
He's not dead. So then we basically jump forward a year. We're in the current day, and the current day, as Abigail said, is during the pandemic. We don't know exactly when, but it seems like fairly early in the pandemic because they're talking about isolation and pods and masks and stuff like that. And it reminded me of when The Bachelor was filming during the pandemic, they had a lot of discussions about oh, you isolate for however many weeks before coming on the show. and they had all these precautions and whatever. And so Murray is now the showrunner of this new season of Marry Me Juliet, which once again, ding, 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 Taylor Swift reference in every fucking book that we read. There's no way that one's not a Taylor Swift reference. What the fuck else would it be?
It did stick in my head often when I would read the title.
Yes, same. This song was stuck in my head the entire time I read this book. So Murray is the showrunner. Lily, we learned, has just dropped off the face of the earth since her husband died. She has not talked to Murray. She's like not talking to any friends. And Murray is extremely stressed because since it's during the pandemic, he's left with a very small crew to work with. So he has like a lot of work on his plate. He's lost his co-showrunner, but also a lot of other crew members. So when we meet Murray, he's not doing great.
No, he's not doing great for most of the book.
Yes, true. I was very stressed for him the entire time.
Almost every other page, I was like, Murray, go take a nap.
Go take a nap. Lay down.
Somebody
stop micromanaging. Like I like want to send him like my therapist because this is like stuff that we all talked about, that she and I talked about like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Where she was like, Katey, put it down. Delegate your tasks. And I was like, no, I can't.
Murray said the same thing. So he said, absolutely not. I will not do that. And basically he runs himself into the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the like network boss, who they call fucking Greg, which is great. I think he's like the network boss. I don't know. He's some bigwig. Calls Murray and he's like, I've got the villain for this season. And he's like, what do you mean? That means I have to cut a girl. And he's like, too bad, do it. And who walks in but Lily, his former co-showrunner, who has decided that she is going to take on this persona where, one, she's pretending to be 25 and they're both 35, which I'm like, girlfriend, no. If you look 25 when you're 35, I am so impressed. It's not even like,
hey, your coworker thought I was 25 and I'm 33.
I guess that's true. I don't know. People don't know what women look like, actually. So that maybe it does work out. But she's also,
I don't think I look 25.
I don't think you do either.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Most people think I'm in my early 30s, but I don't think that's how I look. I think it's my presence.
Yes.
My aura, if you will.
Yes.
Today I did have to remind somebody I'm 27, and they were like, oh. And I was like, yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. So, friendly reminder, Katey and I are 6 years apart. Right?
We are. Yeah, we are. I'm 33, you're 20. Yeah, like 5.5, I guess.
We both forget, and it's not relevant.
Yeah, like Abigail is the same age as my little brother, which is fucking crazy because my little brother, in my mind, is a baby, and Abigail is my age in my mind.
A fully sentient adult.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my brother, I'm just like, you're not a person. Yeah. You're an infant.
Katie's brother is also a fully sentient adult, I should say.
He's probably more mature than I am, quite frankly.
He's doing great, I should say.
He's really great. Really the golden child of the family.
He's a baby to Katey.
He's a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lily...
Yeah, like he got married last year, and I was like, who let you do this?
What about when I got married? Did you think that?
No.
Yeah, exactly. See?
Because you're a grown-up, and Jacob is a baby.
I'm so glad to hear people describe me as a grown-up, I guess. So Lily shows up, and she's going by a pseudonym of Lily Fireball, which I never got over of how fucking stupid it was. So that's my biggest qualm with this book, is that Lily Fireball is the dumbest pseudonym that you could pick to be the villain of a TV show. I do not care that there was like an origin story for it. I never got over how fucking stupid it was.
It was really stupid, and I hate that she like kept making people call her that.
I know, where she was like
full name.
Literally at one point she was like, it's better for SEO or whatever. I was like, Lily.
Which is probably not wrong, but
I know, but also like, ooh, man, I hated it. That is my biggest qualm, was that Lily Fireball was stupid. And Murray, who hasn't talked to her in like a year, is like, what are you doing here? And she's like, I'm gonna be on the show. I'm not going to produce, though. I'm going to be a contestant, and I'm going to be the villain. And he's like, no. And she's like, yep, I am.
This basically, like, launches what is essentially an entire season-long nervous breakdown on Murray's part, because he is, like, because this is dual perspective, we get a lot of his kind of inner thoughts and monologue, and he's, like, very, like, it seems like he's, like, almost like PTSD reacting to seeing Lily again, because this was, like, his, like, best friend. This would be, like, if you suddenly dropped off the face of the earth, and I was just like, oh my God, like, Abigail won't talk to me, and I'm worried about her, and she's going through this big life thing, and I literally cannot talk to her for a year, and then you just show up in my life again. I would literally have a panic attack.
Show up in your life again, at your job. I'm trying to think of your equivalent. I don't know. Became like a podcast subject.
Right.
And am awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I won't tell you.
Like, you're sabotaging my job.
And I won't tell you why.
Yeah. And we're not friends again. You're just there.
I'm just there.
Yeah. Yeah. This was like, it was like really distressing to, like, I felt really, really awful for him, because I was like, he's trying to do this show. He's like in love with his best friend who he hasn't talked to for a year. And like, also was like presumably friends with her husband who died. Like, I'm like, poor Murray is really going through it.
For real. And he's like begging her to tell him, like, tell me why you're doing this. Like, what you are going, like, he's convinced she's going through a nervous breakdown. And the entire time she's like, no, I'm doing this because I want to. I'm fully in control of my actions. You have to deal with it. And he's like, okay, because he makes the point of like, this is a permanent change. You were a producer on this show for like the past 6 years with me. Like, people are going to know. And she's like, NDAs. And he's like, okay, sure, whatever. That never comes up again. So I guess it did work that nobody outs her as like being a producer on the show. But regardless, yeah, like, and he just has to kind of like let it happen. And so we start to get kind of Murray and Lily's backstory, where they meet when they're like 23, and they are both starting to work in TV, like on reality shows. And
a show that seems like it's Survivor.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like they work on The Bachelor now, basically, but they started like working on a show called like Desert Island Castaway. And they have like basically like a good meet cute.
Yeah.
But Lily learns quickly that Murray has a fiance who he has been with forever and loves. And she's like, well, okay. And ends up becoming friends with Murray's fiance. But that's kind of where their like origin story starts. And then we get sprinkles of their friendship throughout. Murray later gets divorced from Julia. They have an amicable divorce. Lily meets her husband, Jeff, like at the bar that they frequent. There's like little slice of life things that just kind of like show the context of how they became like so close. So,
yeah. And we also get, I guess it's probably useful for us to just kind of run through a lot of the past right now. Like the night that Lily meets Jeff is like also the night that Murray and Lily like hook up for the first time.
Yes.
Or like around the time that they hooked up for the first time. And Lily's basically like, we can't do this. Like, you're my best friend. We work together. And that same night she meets the guy that would be her future husband.
Yes.
So that is kind of how we got to this moment, because then after that, like, Lily and Murray are just coworkers, creative collaborators. They team up when they're producing the various seasons of these Bachelor-esque type shows, and there's sexual tension and romantic tension throughout, but they are both married and best friends. So that's kind of the whole past timeline for the most part.
Yeah, exactly. So in the present, they start filming this show, and for people who are familiar, I guess, with the series, you know, you meet the other characters who show up previously, where it's the main players are, the Romeo is named Dylan. There's girl Dylan, a contestant, Cece, and then Amanda, and then obviously Lily. And Lily immediately is a monster.
Yeah, she pushes Cece into the pool And Cece is apparently, she's described as somebody who's just like not really made for reality TV. So Lily pushes Cece into the pool, and Cece gets like, so the other thing about this is since they're in COVID times, the contestants cannot leave the premises. Normally they would leave and be put up in like a hotel until the show is done filming for like spoilers sakes. But instead they stay on the property in like another little like cottage or whatever. So Boy Dylan sends Cece home, and she is like banished to the cottage, but we get to continue to interact with her because they start filming the people who are in this cottage. So
yes. So
we learn what else? Oh, we learn pretty early on that Murray has rigged the season. There are contracts between Girl Dylan and Boy Dylan that they're going to end up together.
Yes, that is, Murray has rigged the season partially because he's overwhelmed without Lily, and importantly enough, this is like the first season of this show that they are having a male lead of color, and that they have like distinctly cast a very diverse group of Juliets. And fucking Greg apparently kept telling like Lily and Murray, who had been trying to do this for a long time, Lily is Vietnamese and Murray's a white guy, but one of their goals for the show is that they wanted to have like a season of diverse characters, or diverse people, I should say. But it's also reality TV, so they are characters.
They're characters, yeah.
And so Murray ended up rigging the season to, one, make sure that they had a successful ending between, you know, this diverse cast, and so that they could say they pulled it off, and that fucking Greg wouldn't be like, see, told you, what does he say at some point? Like, go woke, go broke, like that shit.
Yeah, basically this has to work for Murray, and so he is doing everything he can to make sure it does.
But Girl Dylan and Boy Dylan don't actually like each other that much.
They seem to like each other fine as like friends, but like they have zero on-screen chemistry. So throughout the book, that is like one of the major issues, is that like it's not even that they like aren't romantically into each other, it's that they can't even fucking pretend that they are romantically into each other for the camera.
Exactly. And they're like trying their hardest because they like, again, have like a contract or whatever, but like everyone can see it. And on the side, which is, you know, related to the other two books, is that Boy Dylan, Romeo Dylan, as Murray refers to him in the book, is slowly falling in love with Cece, and Juliet Dylan is falling in love with another woman on the show named Amanda. And Amanda and Juliet Juliet Dylan, I should say, are the second book. And then Cece and Boy Dylan, are the first book. So yeah, there's your like catch up there. So like, obviously if you've read the other ones, you know what happens in a way. And this is really about like Murray and Lily's relationship. So as Murray is trying to pull off his rigged season, he is falling slower and slower into madness, I guess. And Lily is like, I can help you. I'm a producer. And Murray is like, you're on the show. So there's this tension of like, she's busting into the war room, as he calls it, like where he's editing and stuff, to like help him and like help him rig the season basically. And he's like, again, Lily, why are you here? So it's like she wants to be there as a producer, but she won't let herself be a producer kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like this continuous push and pull for both of them that is frustrating and confusing for all involved, but a delight to read.
Yes. I should also say Lily and Murray are terrible people. They're bad people. Like you kind of forget they're bad people, and then there will be scenes in the book where it's like either them working on previous seasons of the reality show, or even this one where they're just like, we love manipulating people.
Yep. This is where I get to plug one of my favorite TV shows of all time, Unreal, which if the people have not watched it, it is, again, like a top 5 TV show of all time for me. It's so fucking good. I think it's on Netflix now, but it is told from the perspective of producers of a Bachelor-like reality TV show. And I guess maybe that's why I was not focusing on them being bad people, because the people in the TV show are worse.
Ooh, interesting. I have never.
You would love this show, Abigail. You would love it. It's so good.
Okay.
It's so good.
All right. I'm writing that down. Once what am I watching right now? Well, we're watching Severance right now. So if you want to talk about Severance, you could talk to us.
Yeah.
But otherwise.
But anyway, this is going to send me into an unreal rewatch. And actually, when you and I bought this book at Book People, the cashier who checked us out was like, I've been wanting to read this because I'm watching Unreal right now. And I was like, my girl.
That's right. I forgot about that. Gala Book People, I hope you're listening to this episode.
Hope you're listening.
We blogged it for you.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, let's see, what happens next? There's a scene where Lily has to kiss the Romeo, Dylan, and Murray freaks the fuck out seeing Lily kiss somebody else, and then basically fesses up to her like, I still like want you.
Yes. It's either at this I didn't take a clear note here. Either he's fessing up to himself internally that he's still in love with her, but he can't. I think that's what happens at this point.
Oh, yeah. I think you're right. I don't think he tells her. I think you're right. So much happens in this book.
Sorry, apologies. But there is a lot of internal monologue from Murray as he's like, I cannot believe I'm watching her do this as my best friend. And then it slowly turns into, I cannot believe I'm watching her do this as
right.
the like love of my life. And so this point is where he's really like, oh no, I'm going to lose my mind. And they kind of start manipulating each other in a very complicated way that I don't even really know how to describe. But they are characters that know each other so well that Murray's like, I'm going to get her to really admit why she's here. And Lily also kind of has her own side game where she's like, I'm here for this reason, and I'm going to help Murray produce the season, even if he's not going to let me, sort of.
Right.
So let's see.
We've got some back and forth to the past. We've already talked about that.
Let's talk about the rain scene.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So Lily is, boy Dylan hates Lily, and he's like, I don't want her here. And Murray's like, too bad. She has to be here for at least 8 episodes because she's the villain. And he's like, okay, fine, whatever. So Lily she makes it to like the final 4 or something like that. Yes, she is like the 3rd runner-up. You know what I mean?
Wait, before we talk about this, we need to talk about the racist.
Oh, yes.
The racism plot line, because that happens first. They basically, like, there's some like blonde white woman who is a contestant on the show who makes Heather. Yes, thank you. So many names in this book, by the way. Don't remember any of them. She basically makes some very, very thinly veiled racist comments. Not overt, I don't think, right? It's
we don't actually hear what they are. Murray sees it on like the tape back. So Lily manipulates.
Well, it gets triggered by her saying something that's very thinly veiled. That's like,
oh yes, you're right.
That's very like people like that or something to that effect. I don't remember what. And so then they go back and watch.
Yes, in the confessional to Murray, she's talking about another contestant, Naya, who is a black woman, and says something like, "She's an uppity bitch."
Oh yes, that's what it was. Yeah,
she's better than me or something like that. And Murray's switch in his head goes, "Oh no, she's racist." And turns out Lily has been kind of turning the wheels behind the scenes because Heather said something racist to her. So see, this is where these manipulation plots get really like intricate, and it's a lot of people, again, manipulating each other to get what they want. But Murray had promised Boy Dylan that this was not going to be like a very special episode about racism. It was going to just be a show about people falling in love with a diverse cast, as they all had wanted and intended. Unfortunately, Heather did turn out to be racist. And so there is this plot point where Heather gets cut because she's racist.
Yeah. And then, okay, so then Lily and Romeo Dylan are like, they're not like getting along, but they start to get along a little more.
I mean, she's an asshole.
Yeah.
She doesn't say anything pleasant to anybody, I should say.
No.
She is there to be the villain. And I'm sure I would love to watch her on TV. I will say that. She would make excellent TV.
Yes.
Who is the worst person on Vanderpump? I mean, kind of like Stassi.
I mean, Tom Sandoval. Oh, yes. This, you know what? You're so right. Lily Fireball is Stassi Schroeder coded.
Right? Especially early.
Because I don't think Stassi is actually a bad person. Yeah. I think she plays a character.
Right. Like, especially early Stassi where,
yes.
Oh, she's a bitch. And Lily is like that also.
Yeah, I'm the devil and don't you forget it. In episode 1, I mean,
come on, Lily.
You can't make that shit up. It's so good.
It's so good. So just input all of Stassi's worst / best TV qualities into Lily, and that's who you're watching. So yeah, okay. So then we make it to Lily being one of the final Juliets. And this is when Boy Dylan's like, can I finally cut her? And Murray's like, yeah, you can cut her now. And Murray has been telling Lily the problem of like, he fesses up that he rigged the season to Lily. Mm-hmm. And Lily's like, okay, I will help you sell the Dylans together, even though you and I and everybody else on this set knows that they have no chemistry. And so Lily masterminds this incredible, like, what do they call it? Like the conflict? No, the Thunderdome. They call it
the Thunderdome, yeah.
Where it's a date between Lily, Girl Dylan, and Boy Dylan. And
yeah, so if you're a Bachelor watcher, it's a 2-on-1 date.
Yeah, I don't watch.
Yeah, which is a thing in the Bachelor universe that always happens, and it is always with 2 contestants who hate each other. And one of those contestants is always sent home at the end of that date. There's no like rose ceremony. Like they just get sent home. Yeah. So this is that.
So this happens in The Pouring Rain where Lily is doing her, villain shtick and starts like insulting both of them basically and forcing them to like stick up for each other and have this like romantic moment in the rain. And Lily like quits the show, like on in her.
Yeah, she's like, you don't have to eliminate me. I'm going home. She has some kind of asshole speech that she does.
Yes, and then she also like says something of like, you guys need to stop like lying to yourselves. Which for the reader of me and Katie, who had not read the other 2 books, we don't know how it ends necessarily.
Right,
but she is also setting up for the ending that she wants, which is that Boy Dylan is going to get with Cece and that Girl Dylan is going to get with Amanda. So she has perfectly set this up. And then as Lily gracefully leaves the set covered in mud and dirt, Murray picks her up in the golf cart and they go bang in a bush.
Yep. This sounds like, why? Find a trailer or something.
They were on the way to his trailer and it is pouring rain.
And they can't even make it there. Come on.
They can't make it. And at one point he's like, I'm getting scratched up by the hedge, but I don't care. And it's pouring rain and they're covered in mud and they're banging in the bush.
And it's like oddly romantic to read, even though it seems so uncomfortable.
We need to do an episode ranking all of the locations people have had sex in these books and which.
Yeah, we need to take better. No, I mean, Bottom of the Well is still at the top of my list.
Bottom of the Well is number 1 forever because I shouldn't say forever, but it is top weird
so far.
Yeah, top weirdest one. But in
a church vestibule, in some bushes.
Bushes just sounds like most uncomfortable so far.
I know. Ow.
Yeah. Ow. In Christmas You Found Me, when we talked about doing sex stuff in a hot spring, worried about vaginal pH.
Yep.
Take care of your vaginal health, everybody.
Yep.
I'll say that.
Okay, so there's still more show to be filmed, but Lily and Murray are like together.
They're banging.
Every chance that they get and trying to keep it a secret from everyone. The other important context that I don't think we've given is that the reason Boy Dylan and Cece are falling for each other is because they are filming these scenes in the like cottage where the eliminated contestants are living, and Cece has become like a confidant for Boy Dylan. So this is all happening on camera where they're like becoming besties, but off camera turns out they're fucking too.
They're fucking. So, yeah.
And Lily is helping Cece sneak out because she's gotten really good at sneaking out so she can go fuck Murray.
So we get to the finale that they're filming, and it's, again, supposed to be the Dylans professing their love for one another. And they come to their romantic, I don't know, whatever, the moment where in The Bachelor the guy proposes, but I don't think there's not a marriage plot in this one.
It's just like, I choose you, we're going to be together.
Yeah, exactly. So they get to do that, and boy Dylan is like, Murray, I can't do it. Sorry. And Murray loses his shit and is like, what do you mean? You guys have contracts. What are you talking about? You can't do it. And girl Dylan is also like, yeah, I can't do this either. And so then it all comes out that, girl Dylan and Amanda are in love and are fucking. Boy Dylan and Cece are fucking. And Lily has been helping Cece sneak out to see boy Dylan. And earlier, as like Murray and Lily are, banging and whatnot, Lily is like, wouldn't this be a much better ending where they all get to be with who they want, and it's still the diverse casting, and we get 2 women in love.
Right. And Murray's like, you're right. That sounds great, but I can't do that. Because I set this up this way.
Right.
And so Lily just takes matters into her own hands and does make a better ending. Another piece of this is that Amanda, who girl Dylan ends up with, is not publicly out. So there's like basically this whole fucked up ending that, and I say fucked up in that she fucked it up for Murray.
Yeah.
This whole fucked up ending causes like weeks worth of reshoots because they have to go back and make it seem like this was supposed to happen all along and it was happening on camera. So they have to like film Amanda coming out and saying she's bi. They have to like stage scenes of Cece and Dylan sneaking out, like filming them from afar through the bushes to make it seem like they were catching them all along. And this part of the book was really interesting to me because I was like, I bet this shit happens.
I'm sure.
Where something doesn't go the way that it's supposed to go and they have to go back and refilm all this fake nonsense to make it look like they originally caught it on camera. And then I learned that the author of this book consults on The Bachelor Australia. So I'm like, she knows.
Ooh, that's so interesting. Okay, I love that.
Just like Unreal, the TV show, is, I think one of the writers or producers or something used to work on Bachelor, Bachelorette. So like there have got to be many elements of this that are what happened on these shows.
Interesting. Okay.
Which honestly kind of makes me enjoy the shows even more.
Yeah, like, I want to know how they're pulling the strings. Like, behind the scenes. Like,
yeah.
I don't watch The Bachelor. I guess I watch Love is Blind, but unfortunately everything we've heard about it being behind the scenes is that it is not organized or rigged. It is unfortunately chaos. And people are treated really badly sometimes. Love some of that chaos on TV, but reality TV workers' rights? It's interesting and complicated, but anyway.
Yeah.
So Murray tells Lily, dude, you've been lying to me. Time for you to go. And that's when they quote unquote break up.
Right.
And Murray does not see Lily for 5.5 months.
Murray finds out that Lily has signed on to be the next season's Juliet, which it was originally supposed to be Cece, but obviously Cece and boy Dylan are together, so it can't be. So that was another contract that got fucked up in this whole thing.
Yes, Cece was supposed to be the next Juliet. So actually, Juliet, gosh, so many names. Lily is so then it's Kamiko, who's the next Bachelorette. And then Lily gets to be Juliet on the beach. That's right. The Bachelor in Paradise, which I don't know how that show works. So, but it's the beach version of they're on the beach.
Shrug. Yeah. So, and then Murray gets a promotion to essentially be a network exec over a bunch of shows instead of being a showrunner on one show, because this season has been so successful. And then they have what is in the Bachelor world, the after the final rose live show where all the contestants come back. Chris Harrison or whoever that new fucking guy is that does The Bachelor now. I don't know. I haven't watched since the Chris Harrison days, so I don't know who's hosting it. Fun fact, Chris Harrison lives here and was at a UT basketball game last week. Michaela, our friend Michaela, who's a photographer, met him and posted a selfie with him.
Wow, good lore.
I know. Anyway, so it's like after the Final Rose live show, and like Murray's producing it, helping produce it, because it's kind of the last thing that he's going to do before his big fancy new job. And once again, Lily pulls the rug out from everybody, and on live TV is like, I actually did find love on this show. I've actually been in love with him this entire time for like a decade, and it's this guy. It's Murray.
I'm 35.
And also I'm 35 and I'm a producer on this show.
I'm kind of a plant, but not really.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I'm a plant, but not the way that you think.
Yeah. And yeah, fesses her love for Murray, who like comes on stage, and yeah. Then we get a nice little epilogue where they are married, producing shows together, so they're a true power couple. And yeah, I assume they live happily ever after as two manipulative, slightly terrible people.
Never met two people who deserve each other more, frankly.
It's
yeah, it does make them kind of hard to root for at times, but it's also really easy to forget that they're kind of bad people because they're such fantastic characters.
Yes.
And they're both written really well and like really three-dimensional. And yeah, then they pull some fuck shit and I'm like, oh God, they're like messing with like real people's feelings.
Yeah, they will say the quiet part out loud too, where Murray's like, man, I love manipulating people. Like literally almost word for word. And it's
right.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Right.
Okay. That's
yeah.
Nice. But as Katey said, you do forget they're bad people, which is
because outside of that specific piece, they seem like decent, lovely people.
I don't know about that, but they seem like normal people, I should say.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Like they seem like pretty, like they're not like over the top kind or lovely, but they seem, perfectly fine, like no red flags outside of the big one. One of the things that I said to you via text or maybe in our group chat or something, because I'm trying to get your dear husband to read this book now, he asked for it. Before I lent it to you, he asked me to lend it to him.
I know. Yeah, and I was like, wait, no, I need it. So
well, you can give it to him next.
Yeah.
He lent me a very serious capital L literary book, and I'm lending him this one.
Yeah.
That's he asked for it.
Table.
Exactly. But I think Murray is one of my, I'm going to say favorite, but favorite with an asterisk because that doesn't mean that I like love who he is as a person. But in terms of how he was written and like getting to get a lot of his like inner monologue and feelings and thoughts, he's probably one of my favorite male leads, mostly because he is so fucking down bad the entire time. I posted this on my Instagram when I finished the book. I have never read a male lead so down bad for a woman. Out of all of the romance novels I've ever read, I have never read a man this down bad.
Truly. Like,
yeah,
this man would do anything for Lily.
Yeah. And that's part of the reason why I really loved reading him and just getting both of these characters are really complex. And I think that's why I liked Murray so much, because we don't, even in dual perspective books, it's sometimes hard to get the male character to be really three-dimensional in the way that the female lead normally is. And so I feel like it was very 50-50 in this book where we got to know him almost even more than we did Lily.
Yes, I would agree.
So,
yeah. This is one of the more complex romances that we've ever read in like a lot of different ways. Like the plot is pretty complex. The way that the characters interact is pretty complex. There's a lot of characters. There's a lot of backstory. And I really enjoyed it. But I don't know if I would say it's the most fun I've had reading a romance.
No, it's not. This isn't one that it's not candy.
No. It's
not one that you read to turn your brain off. I would put it closer in the realm of like the Abby Jimenez, Emily Henrys of the world in terms of like, it's kind of emotionally heavy. You can't turn your brain off. Like there are some pretty intense like topics that are discussed. I mean, obviously Lily's husband died. Like, that shit's heavy. So it's not like the Tessa Baileys of the world where you're like, I just want to have dessert. It's like a little denser than that.
Yeah, and I thought it was incredibly well written. It was interesting too in that there were, and again, you know, it's the third book in a series, so I really commend Jodi McAlister for writing about the same season of television in 3 different ways. So it's interesting in that there are plot points that are really kind of like fade to black, where we'll be filming part of the show and Murray's like, so that was done. And it's not, again, I should say, like, we're reading the third book in a series. At times, I guess it was like maybe hard to follow, but that's not her fault. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it might be our fault for picking up the third book before the first two.
But it didn't necessarily get in the way of like me enjoying it. It was just like, oh, there is so much happening. And yeah, imagine the brain space it takes to like write these books. So Jodi, you're smarter than us probably.
I wonder if somebody on the internet has put together like a tandem read, like where you're reading all 3 at once. Like there are 2 books in the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas that happen during the same timeline, but in different locations from different characters' perspectives. And there's like a graphic online where it's like, read chapters 1 through 3 of this one, and then chapters 1 and 2 of this one, and you go back and forth.
Yeah.
Because people have aligned the timelines. I wonder if someone on the internet has done that for these books, because that could be really interesting.
I would love that. I would love to see the chart, especially if she keeps going. But I can't take a guess on like who the other characters in the show would be. She's probably done, but this is certainly one of the more complex romances that we've read, even in just terms of like plot structure.
Totally.
And yeah, thank you, New York Times. This was a great one. It's, you know, kind of like we were discussing at the beginning of the episode too, is like, it is a good exploration of like loving your job too much and how it really can kind of like kill you in some way of like, Lily is having to like force feed Murray. He's not sleeping. But, you know, as I was also like reading about him doing this stuff, I was like, oh, I know that feeling where you like love what you're doing so much. And it doesn't really matter how much you're like killing yourself while you're doing it, because the payoff for whatever you've accomplished at the end, like I haven't had like too many moments like this, but like when I've like really dug into like working on like a story that I've worked on for a long time or something like that. And yeah, I'm like hunched in front of my laptop for like 8 hours or whatever. And I'm like, oh yeah, I haven't had lunch. Or just like, you know, when you have really busy weeks at work and you're like, yes, my mental health is hanging on by a thread, but wow, I really love what I'm doing. Yeah, that's this book.
Yeah, like a lot of my work is like long form, right? So like I just had the trailer drop today for something I've been working on for 2 years. And like that high is like the best of any in my career. This is the 7th or 8th time I've gotten to do that now, where a thing I've been working on for more than a year has finally come out. And it is like hitting publish on that thing and then looking at the stats, I'm just like, okay, this is why I work hard. And I imagine that with like, obviously Murray's job is far more intense than mine is, right? So I imagine the payoff is even bigger, having that feeling of something being successful that you made. And like at the beginning, when I started this job, it was really hard for me to not want to be like, I want to be in on all of the interviews. I want to like listen to all of the tape, like how Murray's watching the dailies. Like I want to listen to all of the tape and make sure it sounds good. And like I was killing myself. I can't do that. There's too much to be done.
Yeah. There is always a healthy balance. And also like, thankfully our jobs aren't in the business of manipulating people either.
Right.
Because, yeah, Murray and Lily get their kicks from, making people do what they want to do, which, you know, whatever your angry grandpa might say about the media, we don't do. So.
Yeah, I just make people say what I need them to say that I already know that they're feeling.
Yeah, it's tell me more about that.
It's I know you're not telling me something. There's something specific that I need you to say into this microphone.
Yeah, I do even less of that because I work in like culture.
Print, yeah, print. And print. I say print in terms of just like words.
So, but yeah, good.
Yeah, I need people to say like, I felt whatever, because I'm like, I read in a magazine that you said you felt this way, and now I need you to say it in a microphone.
Can you tell me again? Yeah.
Tell me again. Yeah, I really liked this book. New fan of Jodi McAlister. Again, the other books are, in theory, en route to me, or will be soon. I had to order from like some like third party thing. You know how on Amazon, like you can sell, like third parties can come on and sell, and it's not like coming from Amazon, it's coming from some like used book warehouse or whatever. I had to order from some fucking place in Australia.
Yeah, so hopefully they turn up. We shall see.
We'll see.
We got this one at Book People, so I bet worst case scenario, Book People, we order the other ones for us. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, if they don't show up. I didn't spend that much money on them, so hopefully they arrive. I don't know. I tried to find other means to buy them because I don't like buying books on Amazon, but I don't mind buying books from resellers on Amazon or third-party sellers on Amazon.
Yeah, it feels dicey, but
yeah,
here we are.
But I wanted the books. Here I am.
Here we are. So our next episode will coincide with Valentine's Day. We will do the same thing of that we are between books. We will put a poll on our Instagram, so please participate. And also, we will have a very exciting announcement next episode, and we swear we mean it this time.
Yes.
So a very special episode is coming.
Abigail, what are you reading right now? Or what are you about to pick up if you haven't picked something up?
I'm still chipping away at Columbine, so I won't talk about it again. Boy, shit's dense. And I had to do the thing where I turned my Kindle on airplane mode, so
so it doesn't get returned?
Yeah, so my copy got returned. I'm not scamming the library, everybody, but it doesn't leave.
No, it doesn't do anything to the library or to the people waiting in line.
Right, I would never. It just hasn't left my Kindle. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Anyway, so I'm still chipping away at that, but
I think the people know.
Yeah, you guys know. I would never scam the library, and you know the trick. I am about to pick up The Favorites, though, which so many people have been raving about, and it was my book month for January, and I heard it's some good drama, so I think it'll be some good salacious, like...
Yeah, it's like ice skaters, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick that up probably today. I'm excited.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want it after you because I want to read that.
Great. What are you reading?
I want to skim through. I've read a lot in the past week, so I want to skim through because I've read some really good things, and I am reading some really good things, so I want to just hit some marks. I got at a bookstore in not my hometown, but adjacent to my hometown. I got a blind date with a book that I posted on our story, and it was Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Marer, I think perhaps. It's the first in a series. It is... What is that noise? No, I think the guy who lives above me is taking a shower. Assistant to the Villain. It is deeply silly. I enjoyed every second of it. I have the second one waiting for me in my living room right now. This is another one that your dear husband asked to borrow because it is so turn your brain off candy. Loved it.
I'm sure he has a lot of time right now to read some books.
I don't know. This is the second one he's requested from me in 2 weeks. So,
okay.
I also read What It's Like in Words by Eliza Moss, which is the other one that I bought at Book People when we went the other day. It's about a toxic relationship. It was fucking heavy. It was fine. I read my book of the month, Andromeda. Didn't really like it. But currently, I am rereading Attached, which is the book about relationship attachment styles, because I figure in my single era, it might be useful for me to revisit. Similarly, I'm reading The Unexpected Joy of Being Single by Catherine Gray, which is fucking awesome. But then for fun, friend of the pod, Sarah Adler, finally hooked us up with the galley copies of her next book, Finders Keepers, that comes out in June, right?
I believe.
Yeah, June.
Yeah.
June 17th. Started that. I'm only 10% of the way through. But as promised, there are shenanigans. There are characters with silly names. I'm having a great time so far. I am just not that deep into it because I've been reading kind of heavier stuff, weirdly. The Unexpected Joy of Being Single is not necessarily a fun read, but I go through these phases where I'll just like consume books so quickly, like binging, and then I go back to a normal like reading level. And for some reason, the past like week, I've just been like every ounce of my free time, I am reading something. So I'm just kind of tearing through stuff right now.
Nice. Well, we will see you all on or around. I don't have a calendar in front of me.
Not on Valentine's Day, because Valentine's Day is a Friday, so I think probably the day before Valentine's Day. Yeah, we'll see you on February 13th, which is Galentine's Day.
Galentine's Day, even better.
Even better. So we'll put some polls on our Insta stories about choosing the book. But Abigail, enjoy Houston. I will talk to you probably in 30 seconds after we end this.
Yes. Tune in next week. A very special episode for multiple reasons. Next week.